Life in China begins with an app, and it ends with that same app. When you wake up in the morning, your first reflex is to open WeChat, because messaging, payments, shopping, taxis, appointments, health records, banking, even all contact with the government, is collected on a single screen. Without WeChat, life in China almost stops. People don't even notice it, because the system is so smooth, so seamless that no one feels the need to question it. And behind this system is Tencent. Tencent is not a social media company. It is not just a gaming company. It is China's digital infrastructure. Thanks to WeChat's mini program system, people no longer need other apps. App stores slowly become meaningless. Ordering food, paying bills, paying taxes, registering at a hospital, everything happens inside the same app. This turns Tencent into an invisible but unavoidable gatekeeper. Any company that wants to exist in China must pass through this gate, and Tencent takes a small cut every single time. Individually, these fees seem insignificant, but when more than 1 billion people use this system every day, it becomes one of the quietest and most stable money machines in history. Western tech giants sell ads. They fight for attention. Tencent doesn't need that, because it doesn't control attention. It controls habits. Users don't even realize they are paying. While the system flows, Tencent earns. But this power has an invisible cost. Tencent's rise was only possible because of a special balance with the Chinese state. For years, the Chinese government gave companies like Tencent and Alibaba room to grow. They allowed them to expand. But in return, there was one single condition: serve the state. WeChat is not just a communication app. It is also a massive surveillance and control infrastructure. Under Chinese law, Tencent is required to share user data whenever the state demands it. Messages can be deleted. Accounts can be shut down. Sometimes people were visited by police after sending a single message. Doctors who warned early about the pandemic were silenced. Accounts that spoke about human rights were erased overnight. And the most disturbing truth is this: you cannot leave WeChat. Because in China, without WeChat, there is no payment, no transportation, no job, no social life, no life. This is exactly what the world feared. This system did not spread outside China, because it did not create trust. Even outside China, certain words were automatically censored inside WeChat messages. This turned Tencent into a risky and difficult to control actor in the global market. For years, Tencent grew by copying its rivals, but TikTok broke this system. Tencent tried to copy TikTok inside WeChat. They blocked links. They banned ads. But the algorithm won. For the first time, Tencent lost control. This defeat became a turning point. Tencent realized something. You cannot conquer the world with a single app. But with investments, you can infiltrate everywhere. From that moment on, Tencent went quiet. It stepped out of the spotlight. But in the background, it kept growing. Tesla, Reddit, Discord, Epic Games, Riot Games, League of Legends, Fortnite, Call of Duty. Tencent became a shareholder in all of them. In most cases, a minority shareholder. Invisible, silent, but always there. This strategy does not attract attention. It does not create political risk. But it constantly produces money and influence. Still, even this power has limits. One day, the Chinese state said, "Stop." Games were declared spiritual opium. Time limits were imposed on children. New game approvals were frozen. Tencent lost hundreds of billions in value. PUBG was transformed. Blood was painted green. Dead characters waved goodbye and disappeared. Games were openly turned into propaganda tools. That day, Tencent learned one clear lesson. No matter how big you are, the state is bigger than you. Today, Tencent is still a giant company. It still earns billions. But it is much quieter now, much more cautious. This story shows us one thing. Real power is always invisible, but no power lasts forever. If you're curious about what comes next, if you want to see the other tech empires that shape the world from behind the scenes, all you have to do is like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next documentary.